What's cooking, YouTube? I'm Casserole J, and today I have a bit of a different video for you guys today. I've made a few videos like these before, as some of you guys may know. I don't like to make them too often because then it feels not quite as genuine, but I wanted to talk a bit about YouTube, in fact, which is crazy. You know, you're watching this video on YouTube. It's a guy talking about YouTube. What's the chances of that? But more specifically, I wanted to talk a bit more about my YouTube channel in particular, but also just the YouTube grind in general. And a lot of you guys may remember I've made a video pretty similar where it was called YouTube is Hard. I know, crazy, a YouTuber complaining about YouTube. It's absolutely never been seen before. Yeah, so I don't think anyone's really noticed it reflected in my upload schedule specifically, but these are some thoughts that I wanted to air out that I've had a lot recently, and I wasn't actually planning on making a video about it because, you know, it's kind of scary to put your fears and anxieties on the internet. You know, it's not considered a good idea because of trolls, but I can identify pretty well what's a troll and what's not. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it because I genuinely don't care about the trolls this time. I'm just talking to specifically my audience, my fan base, the people that watch me regularly, or, you know, new people in general. But yeah, sorry, now that I've made all my excuses and my justifications, I just accidentally made a hoe. But yeah, YouTube is hard, and that's kind of an understatement of the century with how absolutely luck-based YouTube feels sometimes. It feels like YouTube is just a big RNG game, and obviously there's lots of elements of skill involved, whether it's your charisma, whether it's your commentary, whether it's your niche, whether it's your editing. There's a lot of things that are really involved that I think a lot of people don't think about, actually. You know, this animation that I'm trying out, this first-person animation, is really messing with me. And yeah, but I am one of the people that is a firm believer that YouTube is a lot more luck-based than it should be. Or not even should be, but it's just a lot more luck-based than a lot of people seem to think. Maybe that's just because I'm a bad YouTuber, and someone could make that argument. I wouldn't necessarily disagree with them. Yeah, we're gonna take some of this because I think I want to make a house out of this for this video. I don't know how long this recording is gonna be. Probably not too long. YouTube is a really tiring thing because it's something I absolutely love to do. It's basically really my only true passion that I pretty much always look forward to doing. But lately, and by lately I mean the past couple of months, maybe even more than that, than the past couple months, maybe more like the past like 6 months. I feel like I've been really struggling as a content creator, and not just like, oh, I didn't get 1 million views in one day. I don't mean anything like that, but I just mean in the absolute general, I feel like I'm doing very poorly. And this is something a lot of YouTubers don't like to talk about because it's not something you're really supposed to talk about. You know, you're supposed to always have confidence. You're supposed to always show you're unshakable, charismatic dude. You know, I understand all of that, but I think for me, even if it doesn't really change anything, it does help to kind of air out how I'm feeling. You know, like I said before, whether it be for better or for worse, how people see me, I just like to be an open, genuine person as much as I possibly can. So, yeah, so here we go, I suppose. There wasn't really a specific thing for me that I found has been like, oh, this is what I know I'm lacking in. I've just felt very strongly that, like, all around, I've been lacking as a creator. And I suffer from some pretty severe self-esteem issues, I would say. I always have. So it's, you know, it's always been a bit of a, you know, maybe not a great idea to be a YouTuber where a lot of it is luck-based and a lot of it is based around other people. Because it sucks that I have a passion that ultimately is mostly affected by other people, but that's also why I love it so much at the same time, if that makes any sense. Like, my favorite part, I think, of being a YouTuber is, and I said this to a few friends, I don't know if I'll be able to say it the exact same way that I said it that time, but it's being the idea that I am someone's relaxation time, where they'll get home from a long day of work or a long day of school or just a long day of whatever they're doing. They're feeling down, they're feeling depressed, they're feeling stressed, and the idea that they turn on and watch one of my videos is like, it's probably one of the main reasons why I still keep going with the whole YouTube thing. Even every single time I feel bad, every single time I feel like I'm failing, every single time that I beat myself up and say, you know, this could be so much better, this could be a lot better. I think that's one of the big reasons why I truly sit down and stick with it for so long, because that's the idea of that is such a gratifying feeling, and it's something like I want to be someone's comfort YouTuber. The idea that I could be that person is just the best. It's just the best part. It's just the best part. Not even the idea of fame, not even the idea of money, although I would love to be famous, not for the publicity or the recognition, just famous enough that I can reach out to maybe a lot of people and make a lot of people feel the way that I described before, you know, like become a big top 10 YouTuber that people really like and vibe with. And I don't know if I have the personality for that, and this is where it's gonna, and I don't like to just be like, not even victimizing, but I don't like to just, oh, woe is me sort of mentality. But this is where I feel like I've been struggling the most, is I don't know if I'm ever going to become that sort of creator for somebody. It's like it's almost my goal, it's almost my ideal. Like, I love it when I read comments and I have a whole bunch of people talking about how much they liked the video or how funny they found a part. I love it. That's like my favorite part of uploading. It gets a bunch of views, it gets a bunch of people talking about it. There's almost nothing that makes me feel better when I'm recording a video. Partially I do it because I love it, because I love gaming. It's like it's my favorite thing to do. I love just being able to sit down and record something and, you know, post it and see what people think about it and hear what other people have to think. Like, that's an awesome part. But just the people in general, I think, is still my favorite. And it's sad. It's sad when you're a small creator and you don't really know. I'm trying to find the correct word here. You don't really know what to do, right? I do know what to do, if that makes sense. I've watched so many videos. I know the way to quote unquote get views, get likes, get like very popular. I have seen it all. I've studied it all. And I absolutely hate the methods that it takes to get to that place, you know. To be more specific with y'all, since I'm sorry, I don't go into these videos with a schedule, so my brain kind of goes like all over the place when I'm trying to explain and describe stuff. But especially, one thing, I've said this about a million times for anyone that consistently watches me, the viewer editing retention has always been something that I have heavily stood against, because I don't like those methods. I personally, I want to create content that I would enjoy, me, myself, and that is not the sort of content that I would enjoy making or I would enjoy watching. It sounds like one of the worst things I could ever do. And if that's the only way to get truly famous these days, then I want absolutely no part of it. And I've been very clear with that, but sometimes it's hard. It's hard sitting back and looking and being like, this might be what it really takes, because YouTube has really changed from what it used to be. You know, I've said that a lot. And obviously, everything's always going to change. That's how it works. The only thing that stays consistent is that nothing stays consistent. You know, that's it. But I haven't really liked what YouTube is becoming as a platform. And there are still lots of amazing content creators that make very non-viewer editing retention content or AI slop, and there's still lots of people that, you know, make high quality videos. But me personally, I'm not going to talk about them too much. When my video doesn't perform well, it's like it absolutely, maybe this is just unhealthy, but it absolutely kills my mood for the rest of the day. It's like if a video absolutely, not even absolutely flops, if a video just doesn't do the best ever humanly possible, like if it doesn't get 1 million views in like 24 hours, I start beating myself up already, because I'm like, man, this right here is a direct admission that my content, I'm boring, I'm uninteresting, and my content is uninteresting, which is not true. It's always something I have to remind myself that that's not the truth, and that I'm just being dramatic. But sometimes when I'm in a bad place and I'm feeling really bad, it does feel like that. And I hate it. It's the worst. I think it's the worst part of doing YouTube, is that feeling specifically, that my video did not do well. I mean, it just, the whole vibe is ruined. That's really all there is to it. Oh, nice. We can make a bed. Thank goodness. Yeah, this is just a regular world, so I don't mind sleeping. There's no Minecraft horror, but yeah, it's like, it's so rough because that's not what it means most of the time. But that's just what I tell myself that it means, even when I know it's not true. Even when me right now is telling you guys that that's not the truth. Like, I accept it, but when I'm feeling so down and so depressed, it doesn't matter. It's like my brain just lies to me, and I hate it. It feels so bad. And being a small content creator really does feel bad because you're trying everything in your power. You're doing everything you can. And sometimes it doesn't matter. That's really the truth. And me personally, for those who watch my videos, you know, I don't edit my videos like crazy. I don't do professional editing on any level. I'm just a regular dude. I'll do cuts. I'll do music I like. I'll do sounds, you know, I'll do memes. I'll edit it to try to keep in most of the interesting flavor, but like, even that by today's standards is just not enough. And I hate to say it, but if it's really not enough, then it doesn't matter to me because this is still like what I want to do. I don't really want to change and become like almost every other big creator. Not hating on anyone in particular, not hating on big creators, just like, it feels like a lot of the channels are just kind of the same, like, copy and paste, to be honest. And I feel like I'm going on, like, my own vibe and flow. And you know, the sad part is YouTube does not reward that sort of thing anymore. That's really what this video is all about, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know. As I'm making this, I'm feeling upset. And this is really what the ultimate, like, the main point of this video has really been, is lately I just feel like I've been failing as a YouTuber. To simplify things and stop beating around the bush, I'm just gonna get into the truth. I feel like I've been failing as a content creator. I don't feel like I'm growing fast enough. I don't feel like my commentary is interesting enough. Whether or not it's true, I really don't know, because I'm me. And me doesn't actually know how other people feel about me. And that's just how it works. And I ask for advice, and I ask people all sorts of things. I'm like, what do you think I can improve here? What do you think I can improve there? And half the time I like the answer, half the time there is no answer. And it's like, so what can I do to do better, you know? Like, I don't want to change up my style. I don't want to change up, like, my editing style, because I think it's a very specific way for people like me who can't really watch the super hyper content. I think it's a way for them to sit back and enjoy gaming, because not everything is like that, but there is a lot of most mainstream videos are like that. And so I feel like I'm doing myself and my fans a disservice if I'm making content that I don't even like, because I could probably do it and I would probably blow up from it, but I wouldn't be a happy person if I did that. I wouldn't feel like achieved, because at that point it feels like I'm just admitting that I'm not interesting or charismatic or compelling enough to watch on my own, and I have to have all this, like, editing, retention, viewer stuff, because there's nothing else. Does that make any sense, or am I completely missing here? Let me know down in the comments for real, because I read all my comments, and I love my comments. That's what, like I said, that's one of the best things about being a YouTuber, is reading the comments and seeing how people react. So, like, if I'm not popping off every single video 24/7, I'm just constantly feeling like I'm failing. And it's an unrealistic feeling, I know, but it's just, it's really how I feel. It really is. And I try so hard sometimes, and it's not even about being rewarded. Like, I'm not doing this for a reward. I'm not doing this just for, like, monetary gain or any of those things. And I say this all the time. Would it be nice to be monetized? Would it be nice to get rich off of YouTube? Yeah, I think everyone would agree with that statement. But it's not the original reason I started doing it, or the reason I set out to do it. The reason I set out to do it was because, like I said before, I want to be someone that people want to watch. And lately, I just don't feel like a creator that people have been wanting to watch. I just don't. I don't feel like I'm succeeding all that well. I feel like my commentary has become very uninteresting as of late. I feel like my videos have become very uninteresting as of late. And it seems to be a feeling that I can't really get rid of. Whether it's true or not true, like I said before, I can't tell. And that's the worst part about it. Let's make that real quick. And yeah, it's just so there's like, and even to this video, as I'm talking right now, there's not really a point to this video at the end of the day. I don't have any overall point or story or any sort of thing where I can say, well, the moral of this is, I can't say any of that because there is nothing for me to say it about. And it's really rough. It's really rough. I feel like I'm failing unless I'm doing absurdly and unrealistically well. I've been doing YouTube for 3 years now. I have almost 1.5k subscribers, which 90% of YouTube channels never even get above 1,000 subscribers. So by all odds, I'm technically in like the top 10% of YouTube already, but it really doesn't feel like it. And I've made 500 videos, okay, including shorts, including posts. I know that now. So probably not really the realistic number, but I've made, like, technically I've made 500 videos. And I don't have a whole lot of subscribers. And it tells me sometimes, like, hey, maybe I am not good enough, and that's why I'm not growing. Maybe it's not because of the algorithm. Maybe it's not because of all these things, this or that. Maybe it is just because I am genuinely an unentertaining, a boring person, forever doomed to stay that way. And that idea really just scares me more than anything else, really. Like, the idea that that is the truth and I'm not just crazy and I am actually just really boring and uninteresting to watch, and that's why I'm not going to become a YouTuber. That idea is the scariest thing of all. That is the worst case scenario, because I want to be a YouTuber, and even if I don't do well stats wise, I'm probably going to do this forever, right? I've said this a million times, I'm going to keep saying it. But being a YouTuber that never grows, that never blows up, that never really goes anywhere is, I mean, it's the worst thing that can happen. And I'm scared that's who I'm going to become. And I look at my newest videos and they're doing well. Like, I'm getting a lot of views, you know? I'm like, oh, I'm feeling good. But then I'm not really getting a lot of subscribers. So it's like, yeah, the views are great, but if people aren't really sticking around and saying like, oh, this guy's like, you know, whether it's interesting, funny, entertaining, and if they're not sticking around, then it makes it feel like I really haven't done my job as a good creator, you know? And yeah, it just feels so bad sometimes, because I sometimes there's no fix, and then I do know the quote-unquote fix, but the fix is not the sort of thing that I could ever do. So it's like, well, I'm stuck here, you know? And I know I'm still small, right? And really what people always say, all you need is that one video to blow up, and then you're a whole new channel. But I'm like, the worry that that's never gonna happen has become so palpable lately. Like, that fear has become like, it's occupying my mind. It's affecting my mental health. It's the thing I think about almost every day when I wake up. I just sit there and I feel like, man, I am a failure. And like I said, I know we're not supposed to say these things online because we're not supposed to reveal how we actually feel, but I'm afraid I don't want to hide it, and I want to just be honest. And you guys may have noticed a lot in my videos. I feel like a lot of my commentary has become so very generic. I feel like people haven't been interested as much in like my videos, and I can't even blame them because I feel the same way. So I don't know if I'm just projecting and it's not true, or if it is true. Right? Like, I don't know if I'm just crazy and I'm making a mountain out of a molehill, or just being my usual self-critical self. But yeah, it feels so bad. And some days I get up and I want to record so bad and I don't know what to record, and that's because I'm like, oh, I don't know if any of this would hit, you know? I don't know if anyone would enjoy this. Like, when I'm making videos, I really am thinking a lot about like what my fans, not and fans, I shouldn't say fans, what my subscribers want to watch. Sometimes I don't know. I try to ultimately do things I enjoy, but things I also think other people will enjoy. And I'm gonna end this video because I've just been ranting, repeating a lot of the same things that I have for a long time, which, you know, I think is okay. Like, I think it's okay to sit back and talk about how I feel for once in a while, but I'm sure people probably get tired of it. So, but this is my YouTube channel, so I guess it's like I do what I want, you know, screw everyone else sort of thing. Yeah, I'm trying, and I'm going to keep trying, and I'm going to keep improving and being the best version of Casserole J that I can be. And that's really all there is to it, man. That's how I feel. I want to keep creating. If I never get popular, if I never get famous, if I never even get 1,000 views per video, you know, if nothing ever happens, I'm still going to make a YouTube video. So ultimately, it doesn't really matter. That's the truth. My goal is to reach as many people as possible, but if that never happens, then, you know, I have to accept that, and I have to say, well, that's fine too, I guess. It's so hard to talk about because it feels like such a, not really the correct word, but like a first world problem where I'm like, man, guys, my YouTube videos aren't getting 1 million views. You know, I'm such a sad person, and I hate that that's how it comes off a lot of the time. But I think for me especially, it's just like, with being such a self-judgmental person, I have to make videos like these to get validation from the outside, from other people, because otherwise I don't know if I'm just being crazy or if I actually have, you know, or if I'm right? That's ultimately what it boils down to. And, you know, it's just... It's a whole lot of thing. I just feel like I'm not the best content creator I could be. That's really what it is. I feel like I'm not the best content creator I could be, and I feel like I'm letting down my subscribers a lot of the time. Even if it's not true, that's really simply how I feel. Here, we're gonna end this. We're gonna get these diamonds first. Oh yeah, maybe a shield would have been a good idea. Honestly, yeah, maybe a shield would have been a great idea. 1 diamond? Alright, bet. Man, I hate skeletons. I forgot how much I hate skeletons. Oh, guy, his ankle's broken. Brankin. Yep, that's what I meant to say. Nice. Okay, that didn't go too bad. Yeah. I've just been playing a lot of Minecraft lately. I've just been playing regular Minecraft. And yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess it's probably time for me to end the video. I think I've just been going on for a minute, and I think it's a good idea to end this here. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, first of all, I'm sorry this is your introduction to the channel. It's me effectively whining about my problems, but I would appreciate you if you'd subscribe, because we are trying to hit 2,000 subscribers, and I'm actually extremely close at the moment. And, you know, I always appreciate the support. I know everyone says it, but I really do, truly, really greatly appreciate it. And thank you for watching this video if you made it to the end. Goodbye.